Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin'. Today we're going out for a quick evening session on a lake that I've never been to. I'm on the road and it was near my hotel, so we just dumped the boat in. We're gonna go out here and see if we can catch some bass. The first thing I noticed when I pulled up to this lake is these giant pad fields. This lake's pretty small. I'm not looking at all of it. Some of it goes back in these little arms, but I don't know, 120 acres. It's small. Again, I just picked it. It was just close by when I popped open my phone and looked at what was around me. But I see all these pads, but then I immediately saw these diving birds. I saw them from the launch ramp. You see the white birds out there dipping down on the water? That tells me bait fish, right? They're eating something. They're picking something off the water. So despite seeing all of this, I think we'll probably start out here out in this open water underneath the birds. I think that's probably our best bet. They're telling us there's bait, which means there's food, which should mean there's bass. Let's find out. Oh, geez. First cast. Well, first cast is usually a bad thing, but let's hope not. On the underspin. That's our tactical mini underspin, the 3.5 swammer. There's one. Right out from under the birds again. Very cool. Nice fish. See his beautiful color? It's because the water's clear. I'm shocked by this little lake. I mean, I saw pads and I'm just assuming dark water. It's like, let me drop this bait. I'll bet I've got 5 to 6 feet of visibility. It's shallow. I'm out here in the middle of the lake. I'm in 6.5 feet of water. It's 61, 62 degrees. I don't know. Let's keep going. It's like 2 foot deep all over up here. I didn't expect that. Right back here, I found 9.5 foot. All of a sudden, it just, boom, just popped up. I'm just throwing mud out behind the boat. Crazy. What a fun little pattern that we've stumbled on. Oh, I got bit. I got bit right on the end of that tree on an S-waver. Dang it. There's one. Oh, he came off. I slacked him right at the boat. He was the same size as the others though. I went to a little bigger swim bait. This is a 4-inch swimmer on a flashy swimmer. This is hardly upsizing, but I upsized a little. I actually upsized a lot. I feel like there's gotta be something else going on in this lake. It can't just be fish out here under the birds. So I threw the S-Waver for a while. I got one bite, missed it. Then I went through some of the pads. I threw a swim jig and I threw a bigger swim bait through the pads. I threw a speed worm a little bit through the pads. Like the things, whoop, falling over. The things I thought I was going to do out here. And nothing. So I came back out in the open and I had 2 fish pop up under the S-Waver, but they wouldn't eat it. So picked that flashy swimmer up, got bit immediately. So strange. It really seems like they're all out here in the open. I don't know, maybe that's where the bait is. Maybe that's where the food is. I'm not sure, but it just goes to show when you go to a new lake, I mean, you have to stay open-minded. I came out with chatterbait, a flipping stick, a big weedless swim bait, a speed worm, a Senko, things you would expect when you see lily pads. None of that is what we're doing. Oh, on the fall. Oh, that's a better fish. Now we're talking. Come here, buddy. Awesome. I didn't know what we were in for this evening. I sure didn't think it was this. Look at that football. What a nice fish. He chomped that thing on the fall. How fun. You just never know what's gonna happen. You have to keep your eyes open, keep your mind open, and just fish the conditions. Got him. Wow, he's fast. My line almost went slack, he was coming so fast. Same setup. I'm throwing all this on an X-Pride, it's a spinning rod. X-Pride 6/8 medium, very short rod. You know, when I'm out on the road, I need rods that'll cross over and do a lot of things, and I can actually throw a jerkbait on this spinning rod as well. I've got it paired up to an Ultegra 2500 and braid to leader, obviously. But I mid-stroll on this rod and it's working really well for this as well. I really like multi-purpose rods when I'm on the road. Oh. This bite, get out of there. This bite is awesome. What's crazy is that I can't catch them on anything else. It's amazing. You would think as many bites as I'm getting, I could dial in half a dozen other things. Not so far. I'm out here in the middle of this bay on what looks like the deeper side, 4.5 feet deep. I found 9.5 in that corner, found 9 over there, 2 over there, 6.5 in the middle, 4.5 over here. I have no idea what all those pads are. Like, the ones I went through were all 4 to 7. Maybe there's not a deep place here. I don't know. We're not here long enough to really figure this out. This was just a fun evening session. Let's go fishing, and it turned out to be fun. What a kid. That again was right on the bump of the reel. gave it a little pop and doink. I try to do it, I don't know, 3-4 times through a cast. Like you imagine that you give it enough time for a fish to start following and then bump it. And then enough time, if there wasn't that one there, that you might pick up another one and then bump it. And that's what I do throughout my cast, and I get a lot of bites that way. I tried to go up shallow again, and I'm a good 125 feet off the bank, and it's 1.8 feet out here. I think I've put my finger on what's going on. I think this place is more like a northern lake. Those natural northern pothole style lakes where it runs out shallow, then falls in. This is very similar. The bank is shallow almost everywhere. And it's crystal clear. There's a lot of predators here. You know, I was seeing bald eagles flying. I saw an osprey. Obviously all these diving birds, but they don't bother the bass. I'm thinking these fish can't push that shallow. They probably spawn out there at like 3 or 4 foot way out off the bank. So they're just roaming out there on that edge where they're comfortable. I'll bet out in the middle of the pads, there's bass out there too, just not up in the shallower stuff. Oh, what just happened? I wonder what that was. I mean, it's a clean cut. I wonder if there's pickerel in here. I mean, I just got bit off. Oh, that's brutal. Throw back in the same place. Out there. Oh, it's another good one too. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Hello, friend. Oh, what a kick. You never know what you're in for at a new place. One thing I'll say, usually when I go to a new lake, there's some lag time, and I've said this before. There's gonna be some hours where you're just questioning everything. You don't know what's going on. You can't figure it out until you get the first clue, then the second clue. Then you start putting the pieces together, you start building a pattern, and all of a sudden you're on them in a brand new place. Today was not that way. I had plans to fish all that. I mean, why am I out here in the middle of nowhere in a lake that looks so good? But as soon as I launched that boat and I looked and I saw the birds, they're already telling you. They're telling you, and you don't have to wait for the bass to tell you. We caught one on the first cast, and we've been catching them ever since. In a place I've never looked at until today. Place that I didn't even look at on a map until today. You know, it would have been so easy just to sit in the hotel waiting for tomorrow, but I mean, I have a full bass boat with me with all my tackle, but when you're traveling, take a rod with you, because you never know when the lake next to your hotel is gonna be firing. Now, we didn't get any giants this evening. I don't know if this lake has any giants. I have no clue, but we caught a ton of fish, and we caught some really nice ones, all on that underspin. That's our tactical mini underspin with the 3.5 swammer on it. Was also throwing that owner flashy swimmer. That's what I got bit off on. With a 4-inch swammer, we got the 1 bite on an S waver, but What an evening. Who knew? Just going out to have a little bit of fun, and we just slug them. All right, guys, I'm gonna link all the gear down in the video description for you. You know, the rods I was using, the baits, the exact colors, all that stuff. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.